Welcome back, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today. Let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we are opening up the biblical text, specifically the book of Proverbs, and we're going to look at it like it's a giant, amazing picture book. You see, when he wants to teach us how to make smart choices, he doesn't just hand us a boring list of rules. Instead, he uses what I like to call word pictures. He uses everyday objects in some pretty wild situations to paint a picture in our minds so that his wisdom literally sticks with us. And today's explainer is packed full of some of the most fascinating and honestly sometimes kind of gross word pictures you'll ever hear.
Okay, so what do broken walls, honey, and a muddy puddle all have in common? Seriously, think about that for a second. If you just saw these three things sitting next to each other, you'd probably be pretty confused. But by the end of our time together today, you're going to see exactly how these seemingly random, totally different objects completely connect to the everyday choices you and I make at school, at home, and on the playground.
Section 1. Kindness to your enemies. Look, we all have people in our lives who just aren't very nice to us. Maybe it's someone who calls you names, or someone who always tries to start an argument. It is so easy to want to be mean right back to them, isn't it? But his wisdom paints a completely different picture of how we should handle these situations. Check out this quote directly from the biblical text, Proverbs chapter 25. It says, "If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you." Now what's really interesting here is that last part. Heaping burning coals on someone's head? That sounds a little scary, right? Or just weird. You might be thinking, wait a minute, I thought we were supposed to be nice?
Well, don't worry. He is definitely not telling us to build a literal campfire on top of someone's head. Let's look at what this actually means. Burning coals is a word picture. Back in the day, fire was super important, and if your neighbor's fire went out, they were in big trouble. Giving them burning coals from your own fire was a huge, generous gift. So, this actually means melting a hard, mean heart by surprising someone with extreme kindness. When someone is mean to you, their heart is all hard and cold. He doesn't want us to hurt our enemies. Instead, he wants us to melt their anger away with shocking, unexpected kindness. Just imagine how confused a bully would be if you offered them a piece of your lunch. That surprising kindness is the burning coal, and the best part is, the biblical text promises that he will reward you for making that wise choice.
Moving right along to Section 2, watching our words.
So we just talked about our actions. But what about our words? The things we say, and even the way we say them, can completely change the vibe of a whole room. Read this quote with me from Proverbs 25:23. "Like a north wind that brings unexpected rain is a sly tongue which provokes a horrified look." A sly tongue means someone who whispers mean things, gossips, or speaks in a sneaky, unkind way. Have you ever been outside on a beautiful, sunny day, having the absolute best time, and suddenly the wind gets freezing cold and it just starts pouring rain out of nowhere? You'd be horrified. Your whole picnic is ruined.
It's exactly like that. On one side, picture a freezing, unexpected rainstorm completely ruining a sunny day. On the other side, picture sneaky, mean words and angry looks ruining a perfectly good conversation or friendship. Both of these things make everyone totally miserable. In fact, the very next verse in the biblical text says it is better to be stuck living on the corner of a roof than trapped inside a house with constant arguing. Just picture that for a second. Sitting outside on a slanted, uncomfortable roof in the elements just because it's better than listening to mean words inside. That is how destructive our words can be.
Section 3. Muddy Springs and Good News.
Okay, we are going to look at two totally opposite word pictures here. One is going to be incredibly refreshing, and the other one is going to be, well, super gross. First, the refreshing one. Imagine you've been running outside in the middle of summer. You're sweating, you're tired, and you are so thirsty. Nothing sounds better than a glass of ice-cold water, right? Well, Proverbs 25:25 says that hearing wonderful, happy news from far away feels exactly like that cold water to a weary, tired soul. Maybe it's a letter from a best friend who moved away, or hearing that your family is going on a really fun trip. Good news brings life and energy right back into us.
But now, brace yourselves for the gross word picture. Here is Proverbs 25:26. "Like a muddied spring or a polluted well are the righteous who give way to the wicked." Now, a spring or a well is where people used to get all of their drinking water. It was supposed to be completely clean and pure. But giving way to the wicked means when a good person, someone who usually makes the right choices, suddenly caves in and just follows a bad crowd. So the crucial point is captured perfectly in this question. Would you ever scoop up water and drink from a muddy, polluted puddle? No way! Yuck! You'd get totally sick. When good kids give up and decide to join in on bad choices, like maybe laughing at a mean joke or cheating on a game just because everyone else is doing it, it completely ruins their good example. All that clean, refreshing goodness gets stirred up with gross mud.
And that brings us to Section 4, honey and self-control.
This might just be the most important word picture of all today, because it's all about how we protect our hearts, our minds, and yes, even our tummies. Let's look at Proverbs 25:27. It is not good to eat too much honey, nor is it honorable to search out matters that are too deep. Let me ask you, have you ever come home from trick-or-treating or a birthday party and eaten way too much candy? It tastes so good at first, but after your 5th chocolate bar, your stomach starts turning and you feel terrible. Honey is wonderful, but too much of a good thing without limits actually hurts you. He is telling us that we need limits, even with really good things.
And that leads us right to the grand finale of our word pictures today, Proverbs 25:28. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. This is such a powerful, powerful image from the biblical text.
To really understand this, we have to know what a city wall did back then. Thousands of years ago, a city's walls were its only protection. If the walls were strong, the people inside were totally safe from wild animals and bad guys. But if the walls were smashed and broken, well, anything bad could just walk right in and take over. The biblical text compares that broken city to a person without self-control. You see, self-control is your invisible wall. It's the strength he gives you to stop yourself from yelling when you're mad, or from eating too much junk food, or from doing something you know is wrong. Without self-control, bad choices and angry outbursts just invade your life and take over, leaving a huge mess behind.
We definitely want to have strong invisible walls, don't we? So how exactly do we build them? Well, here are 3 really easy steps you can use the next time you feel angry or tempted to make a bad choice. Step 1, stop and take a deep breath. Don't just react right away. Step 2, ask for wisdom. A quick silent prayer for help is literally like stacking strong bricks onto your city wall. Step 3, make the kind choice. Choose a refreshing cold water, choose the surprising burning coal of kindness, and build those walls up high.
So, I want to leave you with this big question to finish up our explainer today. Which of his amazing word pictures will you use to make a wise choice today? Will you remember the stomach ache from too much honey and show some self-control? Will you refuse to be a muddy puddle when your friends are acting out? Or will you build up those invisible walls? The biblical text is totally alive with this wisdom, and it is ready for you to use every single day. Keep learning, keep building those walls, and I'll see you next time as we uncover even more amazing things.